Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. It's really, really great to be here. My name is Nimrod, and I'm the CEO and co-founder at daily.dev. This is our very first town hall. Sorry for being cheesy, but I really can't tell you how excited I am after everything that we've gone through as a startup to stand here with you today. In the coming 1 hour, we will share our story, our upcoming plans, and hold up an open AMA session to hear your feedback. So today I'm going to be starting our session with a couple of slides about daily.dev and where we're heading. Then after that, Ido, my co-founder and CTO, will showcase a big new move that we've been working on for the past several months. Then right after that, we will open the floor for an AMA session led by our very own developer advocate, Francesco. Now I get a few minutes to bore you with our fluff before announcing the stuff that you actually came to hear about. It's common wisdom when speaking to developers to try and get to the point quickly. But before you get to slay me with tons of your questions, I get a chance to tell you why we're building daily.dev. So we at daily.dev think that now more than ever before, one of the most important questions that should be asked more frequently is, what does it mean to be a great developer? Is being great means being able to write high quality code, to write a carefully documented and structured app? Or is it more than just that? Is it the question? This is one of the questions that our team is dealing with every single day when we built this platform for you and for the rest of the global developer community. And the honest truth is that daily.dev isn't about making your code great. It's also not about helping you get the latest feature faster. And it's also not about fixing that annoying bug. It's about the people behind all these things. It's about their professional growth. It's about our professional growth that can give us the skills we need in order to be great today, but also to be well equipped for everything that the future holds in this fast changing world we're lucky to live in. Our mission here is to help anyone become a great developer through learning, collaboration, and community. When people who know nothing about the developer ecosystem ask me, what do we do at daily.dev? I tell them that we like to believe that we're building the future for those who build the future. Everything our team has lined up for you today was made in that spirit. So I want to tell you the story of how daily.dev started. That was one of probably the most popular questions that we got so far. I think the most amazing thing about daily.dev is that we never planned for it to be a startup. We never planned for it to grow and become as big as it is today. And it actually started as a side project, as a side hustle. While Ido Tzachi, our third co-founder, we were having lunch, Ido just shared that he has a lot of trouble staying up to date, which seemed to me as a fairly simple thing to do. But fast, I learned that this is not as simple for any developer to just know what's going on. Things are changing very fast. There's too many sources. There's a lot of low quality stuff out there in the internet. And, we told him, hey, you're a developer. You can just build something for yourself. And guess what? He did. And what you see here on the screen, this is the absolutely first version of daily.dev. This is how it looked like in day one. And for those of you who use us every day, you can see the difference. For quite some time, we couldn't really care less about daily.dev. The name, by the way, wasn't even daily.dev in the beginning. It had a different name. And then at some point, there was a random guy who decided to post this product on Product Hunt. And this is how the first several thousands of users got to be exposed to what we've built. And for quite some time, this daily.dev thing was floating in thin air. We were building a feature here, improving something there, clearing out a paper cut, solving a bug, and this kind of stuff. But even though we did our best effort to make sure that this thing would not work, the developer community kept loving it. And we continue to see people joining the motion, joining the journey of daily.dev. At some point, we just couldn't resist and we had to go from a side project to a full-time project. So yeah, go back to the question, how did daily.dev start? The real answer is that we did not start daily.dev. Daily.dev started us. And now look at us. There is a large community, there is open source, there's contributors in open source, and there is a lot more value and a lot more feature that is being created for everyone here and everyone who's not here too. So this presentation is not about just pretty and fancy screenshot. Let's also talk about it in numbers. From when we started, we've seen 250% year-over-year growth for the past 2 years since we moved from a side project to full-time mode. We've had over 11 million articles that have been read on daily.dev in the last 12 months alone. At 5 minutes average reading time, that sums up for more than 100 years of time spent learning. That's absolutely mind-blowing. And we're also very lucky to receive more than 13K stars on GitHub. And yeah, shameless plug, if you haven't started us on GitHub yet, now it's the opportunity to do so. Besides that, we had so far over 1,800 PRs since we first created our project. But I think that by far the most impressive number is that the feed that was created from that 1,800 PRs got more than 791 million views to date. Again, 791 million views. That is astonishing, really. And all of this is obviously thanks to you. But, you know, this project was created roughly in 153 weeks since we first opened the apps repo on GitHub. And on Daily Dev, we also have some guilty pleasures. One of them is that we really love deploying on Fridays for some odd reason. So we've probably also broken production roughly 150 times so far and counting. Stay tuned for this Friday too. I'd be more than happy to take all the credit to myself, but actually it belongs to our team at Daily Dev. We're currently 20 people and growing, working fully remote from 9 different countries. And if you're here and you want to join us, now it's a time to go and check our career page on our website because we're hiring. When we look at the upcoming year, there are 3 things we're going to deeply focus on. First is going niche into content. Second is going into active learning mode. And 3 is introducing a new multiplayer dimension to Daily Dev. So as our community continues to grow, we're becoming more diverse with many different kinds of developers and specialities. Tech is also evolving faster than ever. And while I've been speaking, there's probably at least 3 new JavaScript frameworks that have been released. This requires us to create a much more personalized, granular experience so that everyone is served the right kind of professional knowledge at Daily Dev. Practically, this means that over the course of the next several months, you can expect to see a lot more features that are designed to make sure that each and every one of you get the most relevant and hyper-personalized experience we can provide. Some of the efforts we've already done is introducing downvotes to Daily Dev, introducing a completely new feed algorithm that takes into account your reading history, and enriching our content inventory with hundreds of new qualified sources that are focused on a wide variety of specialized dev content. This is a great opportunity to remind you all that collecting content is something we do together as a community. If you know a high-quality publication that's niche and excellent, even if it's very, very small, please help us and add it to the platform. Your contributions doesn't only make us happy, obviously, but also help hundreds of thousands of other developers get exposed to things that matter to them. But the thing I'm really happy to share with you is that going niche is not only about topics. It's also about our learning preferences. Some developers like reading, some like videos, others prefer audio. Over the next couple of months, we'll be adding new content types that will enrich Daily Dev in ways that will create a comfortable learning experience for everyone out there in all skill levels. One of the things we were very focused on since we started this project is collecting and curating content for developers. Over the years, that resulted in creating a unique pool of knowledge. Daily Dev has been providing us all with an easy-to-use interface to see what's happening now in tech. But what about the past? There are a lot of gems out there in history and recent history which could benefit us all. One of these areas we plan to address is how to surface these gems and how to make sure that each one of our community members can leverage what we've collected here together for their own personal learning journey. You must be thinking, yeah, you know what, it's yet another ChatGPT plugin, and you might be right or wrong, but we think there's a lot more magic that can happen when we will introduce AI into the existing developer ecosystem like Daily Dev. And we don't want to create yet another platform, another tool, another network. We want to leverage AIs in a way that will extend the existing experience of Daily Dev and will make it even better. So in the next several months, you can expect to see us releasing AI capabilities that we hope will not only accelerate your professional growth, but will also help you redefine what's possible. So far, we've been focused on helping you stay up to date with the latest news. We think we can do much more than that. Remember that last professional goal you've set for yourself, the technical question that you struggled to answer for many hours, the career milestone you've been dreaming of? What about what's on your mind right now? We want to give you the power to leverage everything as a global community can offer, past and present, and equip you with tools that will put you on top of your game. So stay tuned for that. And finally, if Daily Dev was a video game, which is not, unfortunately, but if it was a video game, it would mostly be a single player game. Now we're adding another dimension, and want to give you the option to use daily dev in multiplayer mode. Moving from single player to multiplayer is yet another massive improvement we plan to give you. And to tell you more about this move, I'd like to invite our CTO and the man in charge of saying things are out of scope on every single new feature that we take out at Daily Dev, Ido Shamun.
Thank you very much. Sorry about the voice, by the way, just came back from a festival. Feel free to ask me all sorts of weird questions about this festival. I'm Ido, I'm the CTO and co-founder at Daily Dev. I'm gonna talk to you about the next big thing for Daily Dev, which is squads. As Nimrod mentioned, one of our focus points for the future is to turn Daily Dev from a single player mode to multiplayer mode. And the way we are gonna do it is using squads. This is our way to shift the platform and to help you collaborate with other like-minded developers and for you to be able to grow with other developers on the platform together. So imagining sharing insights, sparking discussions, asking questions, getting answers, sharing articles that you read, all of that and more will be possible with squads. Squad is not just yet another developer community. Squad embrace the daily dev style, and daily dev style means it's gonna be clean, it's gonna be curated, and it's gonna be heavily focused on content. And focusing on content is actually a very big deal. It means that we are focusing on building experience that will give you easier navigation than what you already know. It means that you'll get value right off the bat, like right when you join the squad. And it means we take all the good things, you know, from daily dev today, and we will implement it into developers communities and developer collaboration. The first thing when you want to open a squad is to decide with whom you want to share it, whether you want to invite your colleagues from your work, your friends from uni, your side project gang, like whoever it is you want to invite. This is your first step. So you create the squad and you decide who I want to invite. Then once you have that and you created the squad, you can customize everything there. You can change the image, you can the name, the description. You can even write guidelines. When members join, they already know what you expect from them. They already know what you want them to share, what you want to talk about, and so on. You can even set the permissions that you want for this squad. So if you want to be the only one who is able to share content, or you want everyone to share content or invite people, there is a rich permission structure that you can use. And you can obviously promote members to be mods or admins. So it's up to you if you need help in managing the squad. Once you have it all set, this is the perfect time to invite your friends. When all of that is ready, you can start sharing content. We have two ways right now to share content. One is by reading an article and just recommending it to the squad members that are with you on the squad. So I read an article, I really liked it. I think my colleagues will really enjoy it. So I share, I click the share button and I add commentary. They can see it right away. They even get like notified by it that I shared something with them. But the big change that we are introducing here with Squad is that for the first time, you can actually create your own content on Daily Dev. So we introduced the free-form post. Squads is about collaborating with other developers. And sometimes that means you have to create your own content because the content you want to create is nowhere to be found. This is exactly why we introduced the free-form post. So we want you to be able to spark a discussion, to ask questions, to write long posts. Thanks to the Markdown support, you can even add images. You can use rich media and so on, and you can get creative as much as you'd like and express yourself in the best way you can think of. With that said, although we are opening it up a little bit, the platform for more user-generated content, it's still very important for us to keep this arena safe and to keep it not spammy and not toxic. And this is why we will heavily focus on moderation tools. We'll give the squad admins and mods tools to make sure they provide safe environment for their squad members. We just can't wait to see what you'll do with this free-form post. And as I mentioned, Markdown support is already there. So you know it from other platforms. You already know it from our commenting system. So you can use code snippets, you can use headers, you can use bold, you can use images, everything you want, you can use in the free-form post. One more thing I would like to also share with you to show you that whatever I shared is only the beginning and not the end. We will introduce our new squads directory. And this is where the magic happens. This is where developer communities come together. This squads directory will feature public squads. They are open for everyone to join. So they will be usually topic-based, like AI, other topics like web development and so on. Anyone can join, anyone who wants to learn about this topic or anyone who is already pretty experienced with that. And so the content in these public squads will be available for everyone to enjoy. You can share it with your friends and colleagues and whatnot. And some posts will even be available on your daily dev feed because we think they are great and everyone should enjoy them. Not everyone will be able to create public squads in the beginning. All the public squads will be operated by us, again, to ensure safe environment and to provide value for everyone from the first moment you join the squad. Slowly, we will open application and nominations for squad leadership position and also for new ideas for squad. Daily Dev from the first moment started by the community, and today we're keeping this notion of working together with the community to make Daily Dev a better platform for all the developers. So in that sense, let's do it together. Really, really keen to see all your ideas and all your applications. And lastly, we wanted to be creative and put some kind of a joke, but ChatGPT was lazy and not available at this time, so we decided to skip it. Sorry for the lame joke. That was all.
That was really, really amazing and mind-blowing. So I didn't want to interrupt any of you. First of all, amazing job, Nimrod, amazing job, Daphna, of course, Ido. Even if I heard the story of the Dev, I think 100 times, I still got goosebumps every single time. So well done. You made it. At least for me, it's a great success. So I get this question, I think, almost 2-3 times per day. How does the daily dev algorithm work? In a nutshell, basically, we have this feed with many articles, but how do they get there? Is this done manually by you? Did we hire someone who do this 24/7? They are like chained and they do this.
I actually want to know the answer to. I don't know how the algorithm works.
yeah, but we want to know. You're Daphna, me, and Nimrod. So
yeah, I think the honest answer is it's done manually by me. This takes a lot of work. So probably now, if you check daily dev feed, it sucks, right? It doesn't work because I'm busy talking instead of ranking manually the card. Yeah, honestly, the feed algorithm is something that we always evolve, like as the project and the user base is growing, the needs are growing. We always try to find better ways to evolve the algorithm. But in a nutshell, the way it works, so we have two parts. One is our content pipeline, how we find relevant content and so on. So we have like a list of more than 700 different sources that we constantly scrape to check what's new. We use RSS and sometimes dedicated API that these sources provide. And we constantly scrape them. We look for engagement. We look for other signals that we can use to understand whether this article is relevant for our audience. Once we have that, we show the card or we show the article to some users, and then we start assessing how good or how engaging this article is. And based on that, we decide how to allocate more and more traffic to the card. The more upvotes and the more engagement it gets, the more traffic it will get. And obviously, we take into account your previous engagement. Like if you really like to read content about Rust, we will surface to you content about Rust. And if Nimrod is more about LLM, Nimrod will see more content about LLM. This is where the personalization kicks in, and to make sure every developer get the content they need and want, and not the content we want to surface to them.
How is downvoting going to affect the algorithm?
Downvoting is a new thing that we just released. It's gonna do the opposite from upvote. Upvote hints our algorithm that the user liked it, right? So if you upvoted someone, we know you liked it, you want more of this content, either more of this topic or more from the source. When you downvote, this is a signal for us that this recommendation was bad and it was not relevant for you, either because the content was not good or the topic is not relevant for you. Using both upvote and downvote is really the best thing you can do as a reader and as a consumer to get better recommendations from our algorithm. So the only thing I can tell you is to use them more than you use them right now.
This question was from Isaac Okanigbe. This is by Pritesh Kiri. What are the revenue model for daily dev other than ads? So basically, how are we getting the cash?
The only way we make money right now at Daily Dev is through ads. However, since we didn't want to ruin the user experience of the platform, we also decided to raise external investments from venture capitals. And earlier this year, we announced an $11 million seed round. So that really allows us, it's all the credit goes to the team, really allows us now all the flexibility in the world to make sure that we focus on building good product and that we're not hyper stressed about revenue. And in terms of how the future goes, we still don't know. One thing for sure, we would try to do our best to apply business models that would make the community win. The win of the community is going to be the win of Daily Dev and vice versa. This is one of the leading guidelines for us as a company. We hope to stand up to that, and you have it recorded.
Nice and clean, Nimrod. Thank you. We talked about squads. So we talked about communities, creating some groups, cool groups of developers, people who want to learn to code. But we know that I think one of the issues can be moderation. We have this question. I think it's a great question by Ishan Joshi. They ask, which are your plans for moderation? Are you looking towards a Reddit model or just using internal tools?
It's a similar way to the Reddit model with combination of internal tools. Squads, again, is all about the community. So we would want to see community members getting promoted to moderators and maybe even admins with time, so they can help us make sure, again, we keep safe environment for everyone with no toxicity, no spam. With the rise of LLMs and AI, we can definitely wield this technology to make our lives a lot easier when it comes to moderation, to make the process even semi-automatic. So all in all, I think it's a blend of the two. We definitely need the community help to make it happen. We can't do it without them.
Definitely. There's no plan to hire an army of moderators to screen content on the platform. Our community, they know what's best for them. So
nice. So now we have a question that I think it's for Francesco. So this question is by Pralay So. Does the team plan on any specific initiative, events, or programs that encourage community interactions and participations? To be honest, we are very active. We already have many initiatives. One of them is the monthly dev. We have a YouTube channel. Another good news is that we do a monthly event with 2 or 3 amazing speakers. We choose a topic. It's about development. Another good news is that it's 100% free. This is something that for sure you can attend, participate. We are also active on Twitter, maybe a bit too much on Twitter, but still active on Twitter. We do a monthly Twitter space. We are active every day. We are also active on other platforms. We are active on Instagram. We are active on TikTok if you're there. So we do many things. Also, someone asked before about the shorts. We are doing these like three per week. So, and this is just for something outside. Now we are also planning more initiatives. This town hall is one of them with our amazing community. And to be honest, I'm really, really happy of the direction also where we're going to. How do you build a community like Daily Dev? This is a bit hard to reply, but we will try.
It's a difficult question because I think one of the most magical things about a community is that sometimes it just happens. A lot of the times when you see people trying to actively start and build a community, it's much harder. And when you see some of the most thriving and meaningful communities in the internet, not only for developers, in any kind of area, normally starts organically with 1, 2, 3 people that share a common problem, a common pain, a common hobby, and they start collaborating with one another. At first, they might seem to be a little bit crazy. They might seem a little bit weird, but over time, other people starting to get attracted to it. And this is how emotion is being created. And this is how this thing started to grow and grow. Daily Dev, to some extent, grew exactly like that. The first kind of like core of our community didn't start intentionally. It just started organically. This is the honest truth. And we only had to put fuel on the fire. And then the next question is, what is that fuel? I might sound cheesy, but this fuel goal is giving back, and it's giving back from love. So the more resources we had, the more we gave back, the more knowledge we gave back, the more stage we gave back to people from within our community to express themselves, the more inspirational stuff that we could put out, we would do it, the more features we would build. At this point, the daily dev community somewhat sustains itself, and we need to be here to make sure that we guide it to a safe place.
If you would have to give tips to somebody who wants to build a developer community, maybe they want to build it in a squad, what kind of tips would you give them?
As Nimrod mentioned, you have to think like what brings them together. What will be this topic? What will be this one thing you sell, right? You don't really sell, but what would make everyone stick together? What is the glue of this community? Think about it carefully and then see how you can start creating content around it. For daily dev, it was started with the busy developers. This was the core of our community. All these developers that are too busy to stay up to date. They want this daily dose of news for them. And so this is how the core community started. This was the glue for us. This is how we thought of everything. We decided to build daily dev as a product, but community doesn't have to be a product. It can be like a squad, as you mentioned. It can be a forum, every mechanism that can bring people together. So the glue, I think, is the most important part.
I'll just add one single sentence. Also, since I'm from Rome, I'll just say that daily dev was not built in a day. It's something that you build up with a daily, sorry for the pun word, with the engagement. And also I loved what Ido said about the intent, because a community is not a Zoom call, is not a Discord server, is not Twitter, is a group of people with the same interest, common interest that they want to pursue over time. And this is what really makes a great community. So this is what we are trying to do. What I suggest is to, first of all, join a community. Join the daily dev community, and then you understand. And maybe one day you will start your own one. We will wish you the best of luck. It really takes a team effort. It's not just an effort of a single person. So
Now we're adding Kavianch.
can you please make a native Android app, add notifications to Android, reminding us to read some code, news, and add a widget?
We don't offer at this point a native Android app, but we do offer a progressive web app. So if you go to app.daily.dev on your mobile phone, you can basically install the web app. It will act just like any other native app. You'll see it on your home screen, in your application drawer, and so on. You can even get push notifications, everything a native app can offer. Our progressive web app also offers. We would love to get your feedback once you try that out, so do let us know. Make sure you subscribe to the push notifications. You can go to your profile page, and there is a notification section there.
One from Sujit Gopina.
Maybe in the future, can we have a separate tab for interview experience, job, and related posts?
When it comes to finding your next job, I think there are several challenges as a developer, right? So one is making sure that you have the right skill set to apply for the job, which I think daily dev to some extent already helps you, but we're planning to introduce a lot more tools to help even better in that aspect. The second challenge is to actually prepare for the interview. Again, some of the releases we're going to have in the next couple of months are definitely going to provide you a lot of tools to prepare for your upcoming interviews. In terms of finding your next workplace, this is something that we don't currently have on the roadmap, but we are looking at it and we are considering, and there are a lot of big tech companies that would really be happy to hire on daily dev. However, when we do it, we want to make sure that we do it in a way that is both beneficial to the community and also safe and valuable. And that requires a lot of effort. And at the moment, the team is just focused on all the things that we've shown earlier, but definitely it might appear in one of the future town halls. Who knows?
Deepak Prasad. Why is his rank not increasing on daily dev?
By rank, probably they mean reputation, I guess. They probably either refer to reputation or the weekly reading rank. So I'll just answer both. In order for the reputation to increase, we have several criteria that will make your reputation go up. We have like a very big documentation page which explains all the criteria and so on. What we are looking for is people to contribute back to the community, and how you contribute back is by reporting on content that later on this report gets accepted, suggesting sources that get accepted, commenting on articles that gets upvotes and so on. There are many ways to give back to the community. Just check the documentation for how you can increase your reputation. Do take into account that we look for meaningful contribution, not just spamming the comment and so on, because this is obviously forbidden, as we try to keep safe environment, which is not spammy and so on. The other option that this person may be referring to is the weekly rank, the weekly reading rank. The way this works is that every week we basically reset your rank and you have to re-earn it. To see your rank increases, you need to read every day. So it's like a streak. And so in order to increase that, you just have to make sure to read one article every day, and then you can consistently keep the highest rank, which is legendary. Yeah, this is the new one.
Yeah, I want to take another question. There is a question about is downvotes public, unlike YouTube, etc. So we just released downvotes this week. So this is, you can look at it as the MVP, the first version of this feature. The idea behind it is mostly to help us understand what you dislike and what kind of content we should not show to other developers like yourself. We did consider the option to show a downvote count. However, as you already know, Daily Dev as a platform tries to be as transparent as possible. And in that sense, the same way we present how many people upvoted and who are the people who upvoted, if we're going to present a downvote count, we want to include also who downvoted and how many people downvoted. And after evaluating that, we see that there is a lot of upside. So at the moment, it was left out. And also another thing, we didn't want to increase the directional bias of posts. So if a post gets a lot of upvotes or a lot of downvotes, we didn't want to influence, because some people may like content that other people don't. But anyway, this feature has been released just this week. So stay tuned, and if it makes sense, we might even add the downvote count. And if not, we're just going to improve it in different ways.
Daily Dev is always releasing features. So we're just talking about what just released yesterday. What are some of the most promising emerging technologies that developers should keep an eye on, and how might they shape the future of tech by Zahir Sahi? We all have different perceptions. Just by checking the Daily Dev itself, you can have an idea, because you can have an idea on how many articles are written on the topic. Daily Dev is a great tool to even understand which are the best and emerging technologies. Now you will get the Francesco's opinion. First of all, for sure, AI, it's like very, let's say, in hype, we can say in hype mode. And of course, everything which is AI, but also AI related to development, because AI, it's a super wide technology. Or blockchain technologies, probably you'll have to wait a while now. Probably as a language, Rust is an interesting one that maybe you can check it out. What else? This is very personal opinion, by the way.
I think it all comes down to what field you're interested in and what is the job you are chasing for. Like if you want a job, my recommendation is just go with the highest demand thing that you can learn, and will get you job the easiest way. Sometimes the boring tech is what you need, not the fancy stuff. Really depends on what you want to achieve.
You gave a very generic answers, but for example, if you work on front end, back end, it's like if you want to land a job in 1 year, you have 5 years.
We're getting a lot of questions about how you can get hired to Daily Dev. Just to all of those questions, maybe give like a few moments about like what the interview process is like and what makes somebody a good fit for Daily Dev.
First of all, let's talk about our open positions. We are looking for senior React engineers, we are looking for senior data scientists, and we are looking for team leads with React experience. So if you are either the three, feel free to apply on our career page. Usually the way our interview process goes is we start with like a personal interview, 45 minutes or so, where we talk, we get to know each other, we get to ask you questions, you get an opportunity to ask us questions, really get to know each other much better and to see if there is a mutual fit. If everything goes well, we move on to a technical session, and the technical session really depends on the position. We try during technical session to give you a taste of what will be the challenges you are going to face if you join Daily Dev. For the React position, you'll have to build something on our code base. If it's the data scientist position, you'll have to build some kind of model based on our data set. Really, the key idea here is to give you a taste of what it means to work at Daily Dev. The follow-up step is that we usually ask for references to talk with your previous direct managers and to get their opinion on you. And finally, we have a concluding interview. Again, this is more like a personal interview. You don't need to to prepare for it and so on.
We have also a link, so you can go on https://daily.dev/career, and you can check it out.
We've had a few questions on the community writer program.
All right, yeah. Here it goes. So I'm gonna take the community writer program. So at the moment, we don't have a community writer program, but we hope that the squads will be a good platform for people to publish their content and to grow their community on top of the Daily Dev platform. As for adding Reels or TikTok-like content to Daily Dev, might be a good idea. We're thinking about starting with video content that's a little bit more mainstream, tutorials, learning resources, and coverages of the latest happenings. But yeah, who knows, we might add the short form video too. I want to say thank you, Francesco, for hosting the AMA, and thank you, Daphna, for organizing, and Ido as well. I had a great time, and I can't wait already for our next town hall. Stay tuned for that, and have a great morning, evening, night, depending on where you are. Big love, and let's keep doing good things together. Bye-bye.
See you all.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.